Hey guys, welcome back to Predatory Fins. As you can see, I'm not a Predatory Fins. We actually came to Michigan to pick up Kevin's stingrays, but on the way we had to stop at this place because I've been seeing a lot of videos of it, and we came to the Reptarium with my friend here.
What's going on, man?
Barczyk. Brother, thank you for meeting us here. It's in the middle of the night, and you said, come on, let me show you the place.
I'm not going to let you come to Michigan and not see the place, man.
This is great, man. I love it.
All right, well, look, let's just jump in, man. Let's get into some animals. What do you think?
Right away, let's do it.
Let's go. So first off, let's see. I'm going to show you I'm going to start you tame. I'm going to start you kind of like I do when I have let's say a young Boy Scout troop in, and you want to start them small. You know, you don't want to jump in and give them something giant to begin with. This, of course, is my bearded dragon named Flamin' Hot Cheeto. It's a beautiful bearded dragon from Australia, obviously, but this one has that beautiful orange color, hence the name Flaming Hot Cheeto.
They don't always look like this.
No, they're typically gray, kind of a brownish gray, so he's just a really beautiful animal, and obviously you can see he's absolutely mellow as could be. He'll just sit on your shoulder for hours and hours and hours, and he's just a really cool animal, and I always start you small, and then we'll go up from there, all right?
This is amazing, and every setup looks pretty clean. Was it today a cleaning day, or
no, every day is a
every
clean
day is like
every
this?
Every day is a clean day. We say that even when we're not open, we want the place to be as clean as if we were open to the public. So today we had our off day where we didn't have anything, and so we were like, hey, listen, we still clean. We clean glass, we clean everything. You'll see, like with the iguanas, they actually sneeze out sodium. So the glass on the iguanas have to be cleaned like 2 or 3 times a day. But it's super important. Look at this lizard right here. You can't take this one out, but this is actually a crocodile monitor. This is the second largest lizard as far as length goes in the world, only second to the Komodo dragon.
Really?
It's beautiful.
So how big do they get?
So these guys can sometimes exceed 9 foot in length with it, but the most of it is that tail. If you even look at this one right here, that tail is almost 5 foot long right now. So this one's about 7 foot right now, but it could eventually get another 2 foot. So it's going to get maybe another foot body length and another foot tail length. Wicked teeth. You don't want to get bit by that.
The markings are amazing, though.
It's beautiful. What fish would you not want to get bit by?
Arapaima.
Arapaima. Well, there you go. That's the arapaima of the reptile world.
Sorry, tigerfish.
Oh yeah,
tigerfish.
I was
Arapaima.
Yeah, tigerfish are good. So speaking of fish, these ones you don't want to get bit by these.
Can I say something real quick though? This is how you know he cares about the animals more than anything else, because even on a closed day, everything's clean. Yeah. So it's not for show. It's like you really truly care for the animals.
Listen, we take so much pride in this, and we love them so much, but these fish are animals.
I remember where they came from.
I love these. These are like some of the coolest fish in the world.
So
I tell you what.
People come here and they put their feet in?
They put their feet in, man. They put their feet in and get a little bit of a pedicure. They're just crazy. I love them to death. And interestingly enough, not being a fish guy like you guys, we were buying these and we're having a lot of attrition. They were dying off like crazy. We're buying them. And we're testing the water quality is good, all this type of stuff. Found out that, silly me, it's about 82 degrees in this place. So this water is about 80 degrees, right? Well, these fish like it 70, 72 degrees. So if you look in here, we actually drilled a hole in the floor and we have a chiller in the basement now. And now these guys have been alive ever since we've got them, and we haven't had any losses. So
I was gonna say it was the stinky feet in there.
That could be it. I did see a couple people with some pretty stinky feet. There's no doubt about that. So next up, we're gonna get away from the fish because you guys see plenty of fish.
The markings. It looks like a military camouflage.
I know exactly, right? This is, of course, one of my really marquee animals that people love to death every time they come. And this is going around your neck, man.
Oh, great. I love it.
This is Perdita. Take a turn around there. Perdita, yeah. This is Perdita. And it's actually from the 101 Dalmatians. There was a Dalmatian named Perdita. And so this snake is, interesting enough, it's born pure white. And then as it gets older, it gains all that pigment and that black pigment. You can see his eyes are shaded over a little bit. That means it's in shed right now. It's going to shed out probably in about 4 or 5 days, something like that. And when she sheds out, she's going to look even more beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, look behind you.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see him.
A sloth?
Yep, that's my boy Drogo. That's a 2-toed sloth from Costa Rica.
So, question. How long does it take from Drogo to get from here to the back of the room?
I tell you what, he's a lot quicker than you think he is. I'll tell you that much. He's He's like a turtle, right? Where the tortoise and the hare. They're methodical but very quick. So he'll get around this room over and over and over again, like you can't believe. Hi, Jokes. Hi,
Look
baby
at
boy.
him, dude. Looks like a little baby, hairy baby boy.
I know, isn't he cool? He's
Super
a good
cool.
boy, and this is just one of those things. He doesn't spend that much time in this hammock over here. Most of the time, he's way back in the back over there. But tonight, he decided he's going to have a little time up front for us. So you can pet him.
He wanted to be on the camera.
Yeah, he wanted to be on the camera.
Wow, the hair is so thick.
Isn't it cool?
Remember that dog from that dog guy that the hair is almost the same. It's
But I
awesome.
love him to death. He's super cool.
Well, so far I'm pretty impressed. You're bringing like boom, boom. You just throwing fire at me.
Yeah, well, you ain't even gotten started yet. Talk about fire. This guy here, he's a little bit fire. I'm going to go on this side, actually, because you don't want to go front first for an alligator.
Okay, I'll stay behind you then.
No! Come on, Salty! Come on, girl. Hey, Salty, that's my girl.
So you grew salty from a small age, right?
She was literally 7 days old when we got her. That's okay, Salt. It's okay. Calm down. Calm down. It's okay, baby. Calm down.
Look at that face, man.
Look at her. She's beautiful. You want to hold her?
Sure.
Okay,
So
I
white,
can
it
just
glares
go
in the
straight
camera.
forward. Straight, just like that. Boom, I'm going to touch her nose. That nose touch tells her she has to stay still, and she'll sit there right like that.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
How does the nose thing work?
Well, so I've been training her since she was a baby that nose touch means that she's got to stay still, right? And so she knows that every time that I touch her, she has to stay still when I touch that nose, or she's going to end up having to keep going through the process over and over and over and over again. Go ahead, girl. But she's beautiful. She's 4 years old now, and she's getting a little bit big. She's going to get a 20-foot long enclosure at the new place. I'm so excited.
Guys, you
So
have
excited.
to watch these videos on the new place. I went across already and I saw it, and I can't wait to just be there.
It's
I
gonna
saw
be
the
so
vision, and I'm so happy for you. I just can't wait to see it all done.
Just the sheer size of it, it just makes your imagination run wild.
Well, trust me, we're going to have so much fun with it. You can't even imagine. Speaking of fun,
Look, he's ready to come out.
this guy will always come out because he's my buddy. Right? Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Out. Out. Come on. Down. Thank you, baby.
Motion's better than your dog's.
I know, right?
Come on.
Look at the claws.
Hey, baby. You can pet him. His name is Brillo, the armadillo.
It's
Go back
it's
there,
funny
bud.
how. So what are these little hairs for?
Yep, so these are like whiskers, like on cats, right? You know how cats will use whiskers to kind of feel like, if they're in an area or something like that. You can see if I like pet him a little bit, he'll sometimes, no, he's not going to do it today. Today he just wants to eat. He's like, Dad, are you going to give me some food? Now he's going to try to eat my keys. He's going to try to do everything. You're so silly, Brillo. He's such a good boy.
And does he turn into a ball?
This one won't. So 3-banded armadillos will ball up. This is actually what they call a 6-banded armadillo. The 3-bandeds are from Costa Rica, or Central America, essentially. These guys are actually South American in the Brazil area. You know a little bit about that. So that's what these guys are actually from. So absolutely amazing. A bigger species, one of the bigger ones of the armadillos, and but they can't ball up at all. And as you can see, they're typically very docile and very, very good to play with. So, but yeah, these are like little whiskers just to help him navigate himself through the world.
Quick question though, how strong is the armor?
Pretty strong. I mean, very, very strong. It'd be very hard to penetrate that, even with like a knife. If you hit it with a knife, not that I'd ever want you to do
Right.
that, obviously, but it'd be very hard. And then if you see these 3 little dots here, they're actually scent glands. That's where he would scent if he wanted to scent somebody. Hey, baby, what you doing?
And he's got hair all over the bottom too, different color hair.
Yep. And then if you
So we can-
if you look, he loves his belly pets. Hey, belly.
Look at that.
Oh, you silly monkey, you.
And that's that, right?
That's a boy.
That's that. Okay.
And I'm telling you what, that is that's just a little piece of it. He's a very, very
So
gifted.
Brillo is it's a Brillo, big Brillo.
He's gifted. Trust me. He's got his little package there can go over his head, and it articulates, so it can actually move like an octopus.
What?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding you. It's pretty amazing. But these are black-headed pythons from Australia, and this female up here, her name is Pop. She's actually gravid, so she's going to have eggs here in roughly about 30 days, right in that range. And this is the boy right here, and
dark.
really beautiful animals.
It's almost like he dipped his head in like black paint.
Exactly. And what's interesting about that is that black paint is an evolutionary process to where this animal out in the wild, which comes from Western Australia, can actually dip itself in between cracks and crevices and then pull out just its head. The sun will thermoregulate its entire head, and then its entire body warms up just by the head being out, and it's protected from any predation and stuff like that, because of course snakes are ectothermic, or what they call cold-blooded, so they need to warm up. So in the desert, it's going to get cool at night. They're going to come out in the morning, stick just that head out. The sun is going to heat their whole body up, and they don't have to expose themselves to predators.
Isn't that amazing? Like how animals even learn how to do that.
It's so cool, right? I mean, it's such a cool adaptation and stuff like that. This is another snake that I love to death. Hey, buddy, come here. This is actually Jeffrey. This is a hypogranate Burmese python. So you had held the reticulated python, which is really the longest snake in the world as far as species goes. This is another one of the This is another one of the giants. This guy can one day get 18 plus foot long.
Wow.
But he's absolutely gorgeous. Look at how beautiful.
Dude, you can actually feel all the muscles like around my neck.
It's crazy, right?
It's beautiful, so strong.
It's like a snake massage.
Did you breed them here?
This one was not produced by me, but I do breed some. I breed a lot of snakes, but I actually don't breed big snakes anymore. Other than I bred anacondas this year, because quite frankly, big snakes aren't really pets for everybody.
Right.
And so I don't personally breed them, because I feel like when I have babies, like we did with the anaconda, it's taken us almost a year before we could find enough people that we feel are responsible enough to keep them for their whole lives. Right? They're big. They're it's kind of like you with an Arapaima or something giant. You have to find the right person. Right?
We always try to recommend and teach, the right size tanks. We don't want to sell big Arapaima to somebody with 75. We can't stop them if they do it online. But again, we try to show them, hey, don't do it because it's going to turn into a monster.
Yeah, at least educate them what to expect and be prepared to upgrade.
And this is what I was talking about with the snots. See, all this is what this is sodium or salt. So they have a nasal, they have a membrane above their nasal cavity, stores sodium, and then look at it, balance it, and then they actually sneeze it out. So this glass, literally 2 or 3 times a day, we have to clean the glass, because they'll continue to snot it up, which is the way it goes. But it's not a sickness or anything like that. It's just literally the metabolizing of salt.
Are these the same as the ones in Florida?
Yep, this is what they would call a red-faced green iguana, but the green iguanas are down in Florida. You will sometimes see red faces, but mainly green ones. But yeah, these are what they call iguana.
That's awesome.
Yeah, beautiful.
They look like a dragon.
Oh, beautiful. That animal gave me stitches. The first time I ever had stitches in my entire life.
Look, he's saying yes. Look,
he's like, yeah, I
should. He was just going up and down with his head.
That's for sure. Of course, we got a little turtle tank here. Got some cute little turtles. These are little albino red-eared sliders. And then we have some normal red-eared sliders as well. These would be the normal ones, and that's the albino.
For me, albinos are always cooler.
Oh my God, they're so cool, man. I love them. So we have a whole bunch of these. I can't wait to get more of them, because we'll have a much larger turtle tank next door. We're really excited about. Speaking about large turtles, this guy's a beast here.
You gotta keep up with him. Oh, I didn't even see him. Oh, that's an alligator?
That's an alligator snapping turtle. Look at that guy.
Look at the size of his face.
That's Bowser. He's 105 pounds. The one they get is 200 pounds.
So for them to be at 105 pounds at that size, how many years?
47 years old. 47, but he'll get 200.
That is amazing.
This is a true, just prehistoric dinosaur, yeah. Yeah, these guys have been around 100 million years. 100 million years, turtles like this. So it's just absolutely breathtaking. I gotta show you this. I know, I get excited, so you gotta.
I'm catching. My excitement is inside. Trust me.
I get excited when I start looking at stuff.
Look at that.
This is a weird one here. You can hold.
Oh, two-headed.
This is a two-headed California king snake named Ben and Jerry. This is Ben, that's Jerry. Yeah. So let me ask you really quick. Ben and Jerry, what do you think he eats?
Ice cream.
Ice cream?
He actually eats mice cream.
Mice cream.
Ta-da, boom. That's my dad joke for the day.
I'm telling you.
You tip your waitresses as you leave.
Yeah. Do they bite?
No, these guys won't bite at all.
So now I have a real weird question. which head do they follow? Like
So,
which
yeah,
one is the
it's-
dominant one?
This is the dominant head. Ben is the dominant head for sure. You can kind of see that he even like gets a little bit more straight, you know, and he kind of does it. But both heads will eat. Both heads will eat, you know. But Ben is the dominant head, 100%. And that's probably something that happened during childhood, right? When they were just youngsters, they probably fought it out. Who's going to dominate? And Ben won the war. So, you know, those are two separate heads, two separate brains, two separate, you know, personalities, but they have to work together. You know?
Can you imagine being born like that and you want to do something, but your other one here doesn't want to do the same thing?
I know it's so weird. I mean, it's such a wild thing. This is baby Freya. So we saw Salt, and this is actually Salt, the albino alligator, was actually smaller than Freya when we got her. So Freya's actually bigger, and she's a little bit more whippy. She won't bite or anything like that, but she'll wiggle around a little bit. And but she's one day going to be an amazing animal ambassador here once she gets used to being handled. But what a beautiful animal! I mean, that's just was a dream animal of mine. An albino alligator was always a dream animal. So it's just so cool to actually see one. You know, now we've got two. You know, it's crazy.
If we wanted one in New York,
I know, I was
do
gonna say
we
that.
have to get
Oh,
permits?
yeah,
Do they
yeah,
give
yeah.
permits for that?
Yeah, it's hard in New
It's
York.
hard.
I mean, it's really hard in New York. I mean, it's like one of the things that typically you don't get permits for in New York. But I wouldn't say never, but
Maybe
you know,
for an exhibit.
yeah, maybe for an exhibit, definitely. This is a cool animal. This is the largest species of gecko on the
Wow.
planet, called a Leachianus.
Leachion, the skin just feels so much different than everything I just touched.
Yeah, it's soft. It's almost like velvet. You know.
Yep.
It's
Turn them around.
I wish you guys could actually feel them.
And again,
And-
this guy's about only 3/4 grown, so they can get even bigger. They can get up to like 2 pounds.
Why is his feet like that? Like,
So his feet are going to not only have these really interesting microfibers on them, so that they can climb up. You know, you can kind of see the bottom right here. You can see those microfibers. That'll actually make him crawl even on glass. But then he has little tiny claws too, so that he can dig into trees and stuff like that. And you can only imagine if you were in a forest in New Caledonia, where these guys are from, and this guy was just sitting on this thing like this, you probably wouldn't even realize he was
No.
there. A little bit of moss around here, he just blend right in. Sometimes, you know, we have a New Caledonia room with all the geckos in it. Sometimes I'll go down there and I'll be looking for one for 5 or 10 minutes. Like, oh, I can't find it. It'll be like right in front of my face. And they blend in so well, you know. So
and they're not aggressive at all.
no, they're so tame. They're absolutely amazing. They really are.
Every side you look, there's like crazy animals everywhere.
This is a cool animal. You talk about what you feel. This is this one. This is a scaleless rat snake.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
It's almost like touching a hairless cat.
Yeah, exactly. You know, ironically enough, this is the exact same mutation as a hairless cat. Because in snakes, the keratin that make up hair in cats is actually makes up scales. So in cats, they're lacking keratin, making them a bald cat. And in snakes, they're lacking keratin, making them scaleless. So this is basically the hairless cat of the snake world.
So like, how rare is a snake?
Well, it's not that rare anymore. We had like the first 2 or 3 that were ever born we bought, and they were very rare at that time. Now they're being produced in pretty good numbers. Even we here produce like, you know, maybe 50 or 60 of them a year. You know,
It's like you
So-
with the stingrays.
Yeah.
Oh, this is such a beautiful snake. You gotta check this one out.
Oh wow, I can see that from a mile away.
Yeah, this is probably one of my most stunning snakes. You could see that her actions were immediately that I was going to maybe feed her. Today was feeding day for this particular animal.
So they eat once every.
Once a week. Yep, once a week. But she actually ate yesterday. But she's thinking that she's going to get fed again. But look at that iridescence. Look at that rainbow on there.
Shine right on the light.
Unbelievable, huh?
What a beautiful snake.
That's like the true like cow type of snake, right? You know, it's
Yeah.
like black and white as could be. Her
But-
name is Neo. And
So
the
I-
reason we call her Neo is because it's almost like, well, her long name is Neapolitan, because she has kind of like the dark for chocolate, the white for vanilla, and her eyes are red for strawberry.
So who picks the names? You?
I pick most of the names I come up with, but I get help from our audience. I get help from our crew, but I'd say 85% of the animals here I come up with the names.
Pretty good name so far, right?
Yeah, we always do crazy stuff. These are green tree monitors, really beautiful monitors, really fast, but really amazing. That's as big as they get. That's the girl right there. Male's probably in this log right here, but he's oftentimes out and about. Really cool. Those are, in Indonesian, they're called Varanus persinus. Absolutely incredible.
Do they get a lot bigger than that?
That's it.
That's it.
That's like it's like a tree monitor that stays that size.
For better monitor for people that have a home.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a display, they don't make great handling animals because they're tree monitors, so they have dagger claws. You know, they'll rip you up. You hold those, you're gonna bleed. Not just with little micro scratches. You know, almost like holding a kitten or something like that. But this is another iridescent one here. This is actually named Bugatti because we think it's the Bugatti of pythons. This is a Boland's python from Papua New Guinea.
Look at her face.
Yeah,
it's so cool that can you zoom in right on the face? There's different markings, different colors right on the lips.
So cool, so cool.
Look at that.
Yeah, one of the cooler snakes I've ever owned, for sure. I love it. So now we're going to take your fear to the next level.
Oh no, please not spiders.
Well, you know.
Is that a spider?
It's a spider.
Oh.
Well, you know, you signed the waiver, and that waiver said that you can't leave without holding the spider.
Got you.
You want to do it?
What?
No. Spider?
I'm filming today.
Get out of here.
Oh, that is so creepy.
Isn't it wild? Is this your first tarantula?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's good. You did good, man. This is actually Zombie, the rose hair tarantula from Chile, and I love it, man. I used to be terrified. I used to never be able to even touch a spider. Now I love them to death. I think they're absolutely amazing, and I hold them all the time. And we have a whole bunch of different ones. I mean, they're all just really beautiful. They're amazing.
Which spider is like the most aggressive?
This one right here.
Oh, and you're gonna.
You had to ask.
Look at that spider in there. Look at the size
Not
of
gonna
that spider.
jump out at me, right?
If you get too close, maybe. Look at that.
So
That's a giant spider right there.
So what would happen if that spider bites someone?
This particular one, not that bad. I mean, you know, it's probably, I mean, I shouldn't say not that bad. They have ginormous fangs, really big, one of the biggest fangs of all tarantulas. And it's pretty painful, pretty good nerve pain, but you're not going to go to the hospital or anything like that. So, you're going to feel a lot of pain for a little bit.
I remember that movie Arachnophobia when I was growing up, and those spiders jumping all over the place.
Yeah, that's for sure. Those were huntsman spiders, is what those were. And those still freak me out. Those are from Australia. Those huntsman spiders and arachnophobia. This is actually a super cool lizard. This, of course, is the Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, the one that
lizard,
opens
the
up.
big old frillies.
I was gonna say this is more like a dinosaur.
It is. It's like they call those Dilophosaurs in Jurassic Park. That's what the species of dinosaur it was. But this particular one is actually a New Guinea and Indonesian frill dragon. And they only do those frills if they're really upset, you know, or scared, right? You know, so a predator comes up, they go poop, and they go really big like that. They'll open their mouth up, and the predator thinks like, "Oh my gosh, this is a menacing big animal. We better let it go." But of course, these guys are really puppy dogs, to be honest with you. Really, really good animals. And those were captive produced here as well.
It's amazing how many reptiles have different techniques for their defense.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure. Well, these are really cool. These are called Amazonian milk frogs, and it might jump if it goes on you, but it's okay. Whoop, whoop.
So
There you go. And
where's the milk at?
whoop. So it's actually a secretion. It just peed on you, by the way.
Oh,
it's
great.
a secretion that comes out of their glands here, and it's actually a poison that comes out, and that's why they call it.
You're good. 911 is on the way.
So if I don't help you tomorrow,
Because of this.
wow, that's a good catch.
Exactly. I've been doing this for a little bit. But we actually produced some baby milk frogs for the very first time in our entire life. We produced frogs, but we have some little baby milk frogs that just came out of tadpoles just in the last week or two, so I'm pretty excited about it. We have 60 of them. This pair produced 60 little baby milk frogs.
It's crazy how they move around, and so you keep this very moist.
Yep. Well, the misters go off automatically, so the misters just went off, which makes it look, you know, condensed up. But they go off 3 times a day with RO water, and just keep that humidity up, because amphibians need to absorb moisture through their body like that. Oh, check this out. This is cool. We got 1, 2, 3 turtles with 6 heads. So we got 3
Wow.
two-headed turtles.
So that happens. Why do you think they have it? Overbreeding?
No, not at all. These actually were all born in the wild, believe it or not.
crazy
it's just a conjoined twin. Just 1 in a million. These were supposed to, when they were zygotes inside the egg, they were supposed to be twins, and somehow they formed together into one body. And these guys come out in all different types of ways. Sometimes you'll have like all kinds of deformities. these particular ones, although the shells are a little bit deformed because always you'll have some of that, these at least have, you know, pretty much all their faculties. They only have 4 legs. Sometimes you'll have 6 legs, sometimes stuff like that. But these guys are pretty much just normal turtles with 2 heads, which is the best.
So basically, like 1 heart, 1 everything,
Yep.
just 2 heads.
Exactly.
That's wild.
And that's the ones that actually survive the best are the ones that do that. Now, this is actually the only kind of venomous snake, but mildly venomous, rear-fanged venomous snake that we have here at the Reptarium. And this is actually what they call a false water cobra. Now, it's not actually a cobra, it's a false cobra. And it, like I said, it's rear fang, but it actually will spread its things out kind of like a cobra right here. But this guy is super good. This is Bandit, and he never ever will bite. He's super, super friendly.
Bandit. He actually got really nice markings.
Oh, it's beautiful, right? And that'll eventually get like 7-8 foot.
This little guy.
Yep, so this is only a year old. But we've had Bandit since he was a baby, teeny, just hatched, and we've handled him almost every single day to keep him super, super tame so that no one ever gets bit by him. But because they're rear fang, you have to bite and chew because they don't have what they call a delivery system that would be a pressurized delivery system, like these hypodermic needles that go in and pump the venom in. These have little grooves in the back. So the grooves in the back, so where they chew on you, and then the venom actually drips down their teeth and go into your body. So you don't, even if you get bit by Bandit, you're probably not getting envenomated. And then thankfully, even if you were envenomated, very mild. I mean, maybe like a little bit more than a bee sting, you know.
So if you pull away fast enough before he gets to chew, you're good.
Right, exactly. As long as you don't get him to chew on you and stuff like that. Of course, these are some of my big girls. This is Gemma here. This is she's 18 foot long. She's about 120 pounds right now. And of course, she's a reticulated python.
Actually seen you feed him pigs.
Yep, pigs and
Rabbits.
Yep.
Yep. I love those
always,
videos.
always frozen thawed, never live. Always frozen thawed. So Gemma's my big girl. And then of course over here are my 2 biggest girls. This is actually Lucy over here. She's really beautiful. And then of course, you know, she's about 20 foot long, but she's not quite as thick. She's a kind of a leaner, more, you know, lean animal. Whereas this girl here, which is Julie, is actually my biggest girl at almost 200 pounds. Fed properly, you don't want to overfeed them, right? Because the more you overfeed them, the more they're going to get obese, and then it's going to shorten their lifespan. Whereas these 2 are fed pretty modestly, so they should live 30 plus years. She's only halfway there, and this girl, believe it or not, Lucy is longer than this girl here. So if this girl is about 19 foot right now, she could one day get up to 25 foot. She's 200 pounds now. She could maybe go 250 pounds.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I'm trying to tell you, a 200-pound snake is hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
Sure. See, we should learn from the snakes. Don't overeat, and you live longer. You heard that, Fajan?
And lastly, we have our tortoises here. We actually have 3 leopard tortoises from South Africa. To the
Whoa.
right, we actually have Big Mama on the very right. On the next end, we actually have Steve. And believe it or not, the biggest girl is named Matilda, and she's an Leopard Tortoise. And then all the way to the left, we have Franklin here. Matilda being the youngest of the bunch. The other ones are mid-20s. Matilda's actually only 17, just about 18 now. She's 165 pounds. She can go 500 pounds. Matilda can go 3 times the size she is right now, and she can live 200, 250 years.
So in here, all these animals, which one will live the longest?
It would either be Matilda or Bow.
Turtles.
Yep.
So turtles are holding a secret that we got to figure it out.
Yep. And that's one of the reasons why you know, I mean, Greenland sharks are the same way. You know, it's like, you know, to tap into the genetics of why these animals are living so long is really something that could help longevity. There's so much to be learned. You know, it's so amazing.
With animals, yeah.
And, but yeah, it's a lot. It's always fun to
Well, look at
hear.
the ocelotos there.
Yeah, they can regenerate arms. Yeah, like nothing. You know, I mean, it's pretty crazy. So it's it's amazing. But that's it.
No, we're missing one.
Oh, when you it,
The very first one.
tell me.
The Anaconda.
Oh, the Anaconda. So what we'll do is we'll actually have to look at. Well, we'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get Ivy out.
No, we don't have to get it out.
But Ariana's right here. Ariana's not quite as big as Ivy.
You can totally leave her in there. I'm okay. Look at the size of that thing.
She's
But
responding.
Ariana is another anaconda. Not quite as big as Ivy.
It seems
But
pretty
still-
docile.
They're really good. They're super, super good. Yeah, Ariana's a baby, and so is Ivy. Ivy, believe it or not, I mean, she's a giant snake. She's really big, but she is so tame. You know, being in shed and in water, she's kind of coming up. Look at that. She just looks so cool. That blue look in the shed just looks so amazing. But like I said, she'll shed out here in the next week or so. But she's my puppy dog. I mean, like I'll literally go swimming with her. I'll sit her, you know, on the floor and we just play. I mean, she's amazing.
Then you raise her from baby? Or?
She was about this big when I got her.
Wow.
About this big when I got her, and she's just absolutely. You want to hold?
This is from where I'm from.
That's from Brazil and Peru.
Dude, I know he wasn't filming because he was doing the other one. She went right on your neck right here.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would be like, ugh.
No. I never worry about it.
It's nuts.
She's my baby. She's look. Where you going, silly?
Come back.
There you go, silly. But yeah, no, she's amazing. Anacondas are probably the most misunderstood animal because all my anacondas are so tame, so docile, and just so friendly. And people think they're killers, and they're just not. You know, they're just absolutely amazing. Probably one of the most curious and fun animals that I work with, to be honest with you. I couldn't imagine life without anacondas.
It's probably from the movies. You know how people think piranhas are killers and they'll kill everybody?
Yeah.
It's from the movies, you know, with the anacondas. And, you know, even when I went to the Amazon, I was so scared of getting bitten by an anaconda the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
Just from watching those videos.
Yeah. J-Lo. I leave J-Lo and Ice Cube. It's their fault.
Like a real jungle.
Yeah, so that's what I think. Like I said, you know, like hardly anyone is ever in here except me. And every night before I go to leave, you know, to go to bed, is I come and I shut the lights off and I do just one walkthrough just to see the animal. Because when we originally opened the Reptarium, we were considering it to have the lights off and to have just the cages, much like an aquarium. Like we will with the aquarium. You know, the reptiles will still have lights, but the aquarium's going to be lit mainly by aquarium with some accent lighting and stuff like that. But then we realized that so many families came and they wanted to take pictures of holding snake. So now we keep the lights on. So hardly anyone ever gets an opportunity to see the place lit up like this. But this is probably my favorite part of it. Every night when I'm here alone and I can just see the animals. I mean, the cages light up. The animals look amazing. I mean, it's just... yeah, this is my private time that I love, and I'm glad I get a chance to share it with you guys.
I'm going to just do a quick tour just so they can see it,
yes,
and then we can get out of here. But let them enjoy, because this looks amazing. And all these lights go off by self, right?
Yep, they're all on timers, yeah.
Look at that.
My girl.
It makes it look like we're in a rainforest or... It's so cool, dude. Well, I really appreciate you showing us. I'm sure you're speechless. You haven't said anything the whole video.
Thank you for having us.
Dude, you're always
something
welcome,
I've never experienced
Yeah,
before.
you guys treated me great when I was with you guys. You guys are always great to me, so I appreciate you too. So.
Santa's always welcome.
This is amazing, man. I'm really happy to be here, and thank you for taking the time to showing us. And I can't wait to see what's across the street. And if you guys want to see as well, if you already don't follow Brian, make sure you subscribe to his channel because you're going to see a lot of crazy stuff that you're not going to see anywhere else.
Well, I appreciate it, man. You're always welcome here, and you better be here for grand opening, man.
I will be here, brother. Thank you. Thank you for showing us around.
Appreciate you, man.
This right here was worth the trip. Even though we got to work our asses off tomorrow, this was enough.